Hello, I'm David from Germany. Welcome to my channel Polyglot Reading, where I talk about classics that I read in English, German, French, Italian, or Yiddish. I know that in my first video in my booktube Newbitech, I promised that I am not going to do any book hauls on my channels, and this is just my fourth or fifth video, and I'm already breaking the rules, but I can't help doing so. Last week, my wife and we made a short trip to the city of Bremen, which is a seaport city in the northern part of Germany. And there I came across an antiquarian bookstore, which was really amazing. It's called Haus der Bücher. That means House of Books. And it's a three-story building crammed up to the ceiling with books. I think they have 130,000 titles in the store. And they also have one single room dedicated completely to English literature. And there I found a few antiquarian books about a century old, but very well preserved, and of authors that are up to now completely unknown to me. So I took a chance and bought them at a very reasonable price. And I would like to share with you my acquisitions. And I wonder whether any of these authors are known to you, or whether you can tell me something about it, or about the novels that I picked up. So I would be happy to learn about it. Please leave your comments below. So this is the whole set of books that I bought at this antiquarian bookstore. These are 8 books in English language and 3 German books. And for the whole package, I just paid the incredibly low price of 40 euros, which is about $44. If you want to buy contemporary paperback editions, you would just get 3 of maximum 4 for that price. So you see, buying nice and well-preserved antiquarian books is not at all an expensive hobby. Let's start with the English books. See that they are all from the same publisher, from Tauchnitz. Tauchnitz was a very smart German publisher in the late 19th century, who was the first who started the process of legal licensed reprinting of books from foreign languages for the local German market. And he was received with open arms by the English publishers, because this was an important measure to fight against illegal reprinting of literary classics, which was very common in Europe up to that date. And you see that the design of the books has changed during the time. So on the right hand, these are the oldest volumes, printed in the 1890s, have much more decoration, this nice floral ornaments also on the cover, and this golden symbol here imprinted. And this is a novel in 2 volumes, The Hoyden by Mrs. Hungerford. And up to that date, I had never heard of Mrs. Hungerford as an author. I just did a quick research on Wikipedia and learned that she was a very popular and successful and prolific writer in England in the 19th century, who wrote more novels with a more conventional plot of romantic fiction, popular at that time. And also quote from Wikipedia, she wrote a couple of delicate love scenes who were never offensive to the morals of the Victorian reader, whatever that means. So maybe it's not a great literature classic. It's maybe sort of a shallow entertainment and some gilding reading pleasure, but I will give it a try. I'm excited to learn more about this author. The second book is the novel Oddcraft by W. Jacobs, another author that I have never heard of before. I learned that he was a regular contributor to the magazine Idler, that was edited by the famous Jerome K. Jerome, the author of 3 Men in a Boat, and that's probably why also this book is dedicated to Jerome K. Jerome. I learned also through Wikipedia that this author wrote a lot about seafaring adventures, and maybe also this novel is about that topic. Moving on to another book, it's Showboat by Edna Ferber. I think she is a little bit more well known also in Germany. I once heard talking about a book called Fanny Herself by this author, but I haven't read anything by her. And so, yeah, let's see. Also, you'll see the price, €4 for one book. That's incredibly cheap, and it's a volume by, I think, from 1904 or 1905. Moving on to Joseph Hergesheimer. It's a German-sounding name, so he probably had some German ancestors, but he was a writer in English language. And this is Tampico. It's a novel about a love triangle in a port city in Mexico, and also some machinations of the oil industry are involved, and probably there's a lot of intrigues in there. Let's see. Moving on to the next one. It's again a novel in two parts, a novel Clayhanger by Arnold Bennett. He is a little bit known in Germany. I think one of his novels that is called Buried Alive or something like that was translated into German. I read it, I think, 20 years ago. I don't have a clear memory of that, but yeah, that's another novel by this author, Clayhanger. I don't know what it is about, but I will see. Okay, let's finally get to the last volume of this collection. It's a book by Aldous Huxley. I think he's very famous. His dystopic novel, Brave New World, is known all over the world. And I've also read another one, Point Counterpoint by him, that treats some pathological relations in families and in society. Very interesting to read, and very good characterization, very good development of characters, and a very witty observer of people's behavior. And okay, let's see what The Barren Leaves is about. Okay, these were the English books. I also bought 3 books from the German authors. The first one is Trenck by Bruno, also an author which is new to me. I just learned about him 1 or 2 weeks ago in the booktube channel Der Schundleser by Thomas, who mentioned Bruno as an important German author of the 30s and 40s. And he was of Jewish origin. So he went into exile when the Nazis started the persecution of Jewish people. And he died in the US, in Beverly Hills. And his works had a short renaissance in the late 1940s, but after then they were completely forgotten, although he was really a well-known author at the time, very popular. He was a friend of Thomas Mann, a very important German author who won the Nobel Prize. And just thanks to the fact that Thomas mentioned this name in one of his videos, I just noticed it in this antiquarian bookstore when I came across this volume and decided to give it a try. And then it's a habit of me to always pick up a book of a completely unknown author when I am in an antiquarian bookstore. And this is why I also bought these 2 volumes of an author called Manfred Hausmann. Salut, Himmel, that's a novel, and Der Überfall, it's a collection of short stories. Never heard of that author before. I've just started reading the collection of short stories, and of the first 3 short stories I read, 2 of them I found of really high quality, and so this is, I think, again, a very interesting discovery. Okay, so that's it. A little story about my antiquarian bookstore book haul. Please let me know in the comments whether you enjoy this sort of video. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye and ciao.